address to the Minister. Everyone has congratulated you on your very perfect budget presented. I think we, from the floor, should be happy that we got given what we got given. It's now our turn to give something back to the Minister. So my question to you, Minister, is tell us 3 things that you think we should, as community and business people, do to make you happy and make your day.
Look, I think the first thing is, given the feedback we received and the work that we had done, the best sort of reward we can get is for people to be positive and take up these very positive initiatives and turn that into practical outcomes. There is a lot of practical outcomes we can achieve. I mean, I was at on very simple thing. On Thursday evening, the business councils they had organized a similar thing at Holiday Inn. One of the issues that I raised, a very simple thing, was that the number of people who've downloaded the Care Fiji app is still very low. We have slightly over 50,000 people that have downloaded the Care Fiji app. Purely from an economic perspective, everybody in this room wants their businesses up. Everybody wants to pay, get their tenants to pay the right rental. People want the hotel rooms to be filled up. The lady who sells the mithai and sells the boiled evi wants the sales to go up. Everybody wants that. But you have to work for it. And the way to work for it is very simple. The Australian visitor, the New Zealand visitor is looking at every other destination. One of the major considerations, whether somebody wants to buy land in Fiji to build, how safe are we from a health perspective? How safe are we? Now, contact tracing is a big deal. For those of you who do not know what contact tracing means, it basically means your ability to trace those people you've come in contact with. We're all sitting here. I bet you most of you don't have your Care Fiji app on, or have never downloaded it. Now, and for me, I think you're all being very irresponsible. Because on the one hand, you all want to talk about business, you all want to make money, you all want to get employment rates up, you don't have the Care Fiji app on. When the Australian or New Zealand tourist looks at coming to Fiji, they will see, will I be exposed unnecessarily in the event that somebody has COVID-19? We are sitting here in this room, assuming 2 days later, I'll use myself as an example, I have COVID-19. God forbid, but assuming I have it. They will ask me, how many people have I been in a room or close contact with in less than 2 meters for more than 15 minutes? I can't remember everybody. None of you can remember everybody in this room. You have to rely on human memory. But that's not a very good way. Studies at University of Oxford and other universities have shown that digital contact tracing is the most efficient way of stopping the spread of community spread of COVID-19. You have some buffoons in Fiji, lawyers, writing articles, again in the same newspapers, questioning the need to have this app on, questioning privacy issues. If they read the frequently asked questions, Digital Fiji, go to the website. In fact, our app is the most less intrusive as far as privacy is concerned. All it does is, I'm sitting here next to the governor, everybody here, I have my Care Fiji app on. All it simply does, my Bluetooth is bouncing off its Bluetooth. And I've been here with them for more than 15 minutes. All it does, it records the phone numbers that have been in close contact with me. There's a list, which I can't see, nobody else can see, the Prime Minister can't see, the Minister for Health can't see. But the moment I get COVID-19, I go, they say, you've got COVID-19, who have you been, hanging out with? They won't know. The number does not record that I'm sitting next to him at the Holiday Inn, or I'm holding his hand under the table. Does not record any of that. It's surprising. Well-educated people ask me, will they know where I was? We have absolutely no interest in where you were. Absolutely no. All it does, it records the number. The moment I have COVID-19, they'll send me, they say, okay, you have it? They'll give me a PIN number, which I then type in. I have to agree. And I type in, then all the numbers that I have been in close contact with for the past 28 days, so it's a rolling off. Next day, of course, if today is the 28th day, tomorrow the numbers that I've been in contact with will fall off. It's every 28 days. That's how back the data can be kept. The numbers simply go to the dashboard at the Ministry of Health. And you have your health officials who will then call all of you up and say, excuse me, your number so-and-so, you have been in close contact with number 9905-777, which is owned by Aiyaz Sayed-Khaiyum. He's got COVID-19. Can you quickly please come to the nearest hospital so we can test you?
Yeah.
That's all it does. An Australian or a Kiwi looking at coming to Fiji will see that. A few days ago, Scott Morrison, I think it was on Tuesday evening on the 7:30 report, was actually saying how high the rate of uptake of their app is. 40%, which is actually very high. 40%. The same source code that Australia has, we've got it from Singapore. For me, if tomorrow, if we can say to the world that 40% of phone users in Fiji, or 50% have got the Care Fiji app, that is one of mine. You'll make me very happy. Because then, when I'm sitting across, when I'm WhatsApping, when I'm Zooming with the health authorities and the political authorities in Australia and New Zealand, or even further, maybe later on Japan and Singapore, we are targeting. Japan is a good market. If they get themselves in order, we want to open up the flights to Japan. But we can then go and, armed with this information, COVID contained, no community spread, all these measures in place, Bulla bubble, VIP lanes, Care Fiji app, 40% uptake. How do you think they will sell with them? It makes our case a lot stronger. But we are not even doing that. If I don't embarrass people, but if I ask you to put your hands up, there's probably 2 people who put their hands up and say, I got the Care Fiji app in this room. There's only one there.
Yep.
Okay. There's still too little.
Yes.
That's less than 50%. And a lot of them are the ones who work for government. They've got government-issued phones. We said all government-issued phones must have a Care Fiji app. So your numbers are skewed. There you go. So, but that's my same. The second issue, the third issue is, of course, I think for the construction sector, is there a lot of opportunities being given. And I urge all those companies, in particular existing large businesses and some other new ones that want to come in, please, this is the right time to invest. Don't think I'll invest when things get better. Things will get better. You do your positioning now. I mean, Motibais built a nice large warehouse in Nandi. They won't necessarily get the same benefits that we're offering now, but if they built another one, they would get. Maybe they can build one up in Suva. There are other businesses here, the big, your hardware companies. I met with a supermarket chain. In fact, a few days just before the budget, they came to see us, and I met them again afterwards. They're looking at building a massive warehouse, bulk store, with some cooking facilities because they want to do their own in-house cooking, like things like bakery and pastries and all of that, in Lautoka. Now, we want to help them. And as we announced in the budget, that if you are going to get FRCS incentives, as announced, Ministry of Economy will hold your hand to get those projects up really quickly. Not to breach any laws, but to fast-track your responses, to help you get across the line. You know, sometimes people tend to be bureaucratic. So that would make us really happy, absolutely happy. Just at a philosophical level, please think outside the box. Look at your current structures. Don't base your decisions. Don't do forward planning only using that particular paradigm. Hotel industry is a case in point, as you've said to them. Change your paradigm regarding domestic market, allowing people. Change your paradigm regarding F&B. It's not only just because we made these things all go down, you know, in duty, or we're giving this $400. You have to think about the future. The future is about inclusive pricing. When a tourist psychologically, I've spoken to you, if you go to the Naviti resort, and I'm not sort of, you know, I'm not on some kind of retainer by the Naviti resort, but the Naviti resort, when you have families coming from Australia and New Zealand, and they've already forked out the money, they've got the room rate, they've got the breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe 4 or 5 stubbies thrown in. When they come in, they feel like they're not spending money, they've already paid for it. Guess what? So many of them, in particular the couples, end up spending more money. They'll go to the expensive restaurant they've got because they feel like they're saving money. The kids have all eaten. I've had my 5 stubbies. You know, I've got a few $100 and I'll go and spend them. I'm going to have a nice dinner. Or maybe I'll go an extra tour. I like the safari tour up the Singatoka River. Kids really loved it. Maybe I'll take them again. That's the psychology of it. So that's where the tourism sector actually needs to be in that space. And, you know, if we can all the businesses here, and also businesses, I'm saying to other businesses, you know, many of the family-owned businesses in Fiji, they started off doing something completely different. I know stories of many of these large family-owned businesses. They were selling trinkets, they were selling clothes, going on bicycles, hard work. They had a small shop in the cane fields. Today they are now selling alcohol, developing properties, all of that. Look at other new businesses where you can make money from. One of them is agriculture. Fiji lacks large-scale commercial farming. Government has made it easier now. You can get 99-year lease on Ethiopia land for agricultural leases. Crown land, 99-year leases for agricultural purposes. Huge potential in agriculture. Huge levels of incentive in the agricultural sector. You can do value adding. A lot of agricultural produce not much value adding. You know, recently people have started making chips, etc. But agriculture sector, I think, is an industry begging to go. Same way the dairy sector, begging. So for businesses, please think outside your normal, you know, your business framework. Thank you.